It started raining just as I pulled out of the driveway. Not heavily, just a fine mist at first, barely enough to need the wipers. But I turned them on anyway, slow setting. That first lazy sweep across the glass, clearing a clean arc through the haze. There is something about starting a drive in the rain. The world outside softens immediately. Edges blur slightly. Colors deepen. Everything looks like it has been freshly painted, and the paint has not quite dried yet. I have nowhere urgent to be tonight. That is the best kind of drive, I think. No destination pressing on you, just the road, the rain, and time enough to let both of them do whatever they want. I want to take this drive with you, sit in the passenger seat in a way, watch the world slide past the window together. Let's go slowly tonight. There is no reason at all to hurry. The first few minutes are always the same small ritual. Mirrors adjusted, though they were already fine. Seatbelt clicked, a glance at the fuel gauge, out of habit more than need. And then the small decision that changes the whole mood of the drive, music or silence. Tonight, I choose something quiet, low in the background, just enough to fill the smallest gaps without competing with the rain. The rain tonight is the real music. There is a word for sound that exists gently in the background without demanding attention. Ambient. A-M-B-I-E-N-T. Ambient. Ambient describes something that surrounds you softly, present in the environment without being the main focus. Ambient light. Ambient noise. The rain on the windshield tonight is perfectly ambient, always there, always felt, but never once demanding you look directly at it. You can say, the cafe had a nice ambient hum of conversation, or I love driving with ambient music playing low. Ambient, the sound of a world simply being itself around you, without asking anything of you at all. The dashboard glows faintly green in front of me, small numbers and symbols I have stopped really noticing years ago, the way you stop noticing your own heartbeat. But tonight, for some reason, I notice it again, that small, steady glow, a tiny, contained world of light, altogether separate from the vast, wet darkness just beyond the glass. I think there is something comforting about instruments like this. Speedometer, fuel gauge, small, honest numbers telling you exactly what is true, no matter how strange or surreal the world outside the window becomes. The rain can do whatever it wants out there. In here, the numbers stay calm, steady, simply, quietly true. I pull on to the main road. Streetlights blur slightly through the wet windshield before each wiper clears them again. Gold smears of light, briefly sharp, briefly soft, over and over, a rhythm all its own. The wipers themselves have a sound I have always found strangely calming, that steady mechanical sweep, left, pause, right, pause, perfectly timed, perfectly reliable. Whatever else is happening outside, whatever the rain decides to do, the wipers keep their own quiet, dependable rhythm. There is something almost meditative about watching them work. There is a word for something that repeats steadily, predictably, over and over. Rhythmic. R-H-Y-T-H-M-I-C. Rhythmic. Rhythmic describes a regular, repeated pattern, usually one that feels pleasant or soothing because of its predictability. A rhythmic heartbeat. rhythmic breathing, the rhythmic sweep of wipers across a rain-streaked windshield. Our minds find comfort in rhythm, something about knowing what comes next, even in something as small as a wiper blade, settles the whole body slightly. You can say, the rhythmic sound of the rain helped me fall asleep, or there was something rhythmic and calming about the drive. Rhythmic, the heartbeat hidden in ordinary repeated things. The road ahead is mostly empty tonight, just the occasional pair of headlights coming the other way, passing in a quick wash of brightness and rain spray, gone almost before I register them properly. Each one leaves the faintest impression, another person, another small world, moving past mine in the dark and the wet, never to be seen again. I think about all the other drivers out tonight, each one inside their own small, dry, moving room, their own music or silence, their own thoughts, private and unknown to me, just as mine are unknown to them. We share the road for a few seconds, and then we don't. There is something quietly profound about that, if you let yourself think about it for a moment. All these separate lives, briefly overlapping, briefly sharing the same stretch of wet asphalt, the same rain, the same dark sky, before continuing on towards entirely different nights. A traffic light ahead turns amber, then red. I slow the car gently, coming to a stop. The rain seems louder somehow when the car is still. No road noise to compete with it, just rain on glass, rain on metal, 1,000 small impacts blending into one continuous gentle roar. I watch the red light reflected in the wet road ahead. A long, wavering streak of color, broken slightly by each ripple the rain makes on the surface. It is strangely beautiful, this ordinary intersection, made suddenly into something with color and movement and quiet drama, simply because of the rain. There is a word for the way light scatters and stretches like that on a wet surface. Refraction is the scientific word, though tonight I am thinking more of the everyday word, shimmer. S-H-I-M-M-E-R, shimmer. To shimmer means to shine with a soft, slightly trembling or wavering light, not a steady glow, but something that flickers gently, catching the light unevenly, beautifully. Wet roads shimmer under streetlights, water shimmers in sunlight. Tonight, this whole intersection shimmers, red light scattered and trembling across the dark, wet road. You can say, the lake shimmered in the moonlight, or the wet streets shimmered under the streetlights. Shimmer, a word that almost sounds like the thing it describes, light catching itself unevenly, never quite still. The light turns green and I move forward again. The car finds its rhythm once more. Wipers sweeping, tires on wet road, that particular soft hiss, different from the dry road sound, softer somehow, more forgiving. I turn onto a quieter road now, away from the main streets. Trees line both sides here, their branches heavy with rain, occasionally letting a larger drop fall suddenly onto the windshield, startling for just a second before the wiper clears it calmly away. This road always feels different at night, in the rain. During the day, it is just a road, familiar, unremarkable. But at night, headlights cutting through the rain and the dark, trees leaning slightly overhead, it feels almost like driving through somewhere else entirely, somewhere a little outside ordinary time. There is a word for that feeling of a familiar place becoming strange and new, surreal. S-U-R-R-E-A-L, surreal. Surreal describes something that feels dreamlike, strange in a way that is hard to fully explain. Not frightening exactly, but unfamiliar, as though the ordinary rules of the world have loosened slightly. A familiar road at night in heavy rain, lit only by your own headlights, can feel surreal in exactly this way, recognizable and yet completely transformed. You can say, the whole evening felt strangely surreal, or driving through the fog felt surreal, like another world. Surreal, the word for when reality softens just slightly at the edges, without ever quite becoming a dream. A car passes in the opposite direction, slower than the others, hazard lights blinking, pulled half onto the shoulder. Someone checking a map on their phone maybe, or simply waiting out the worst of the rain before continuing. I slow slightly as I pass, an old habit, a small wordless gesture of care between strangers, gone again in a second, never to be acknowledged, but real all the same. There is a word for that kind of quiet, unspoken consideration between people who do not know each other. Courtesy. C-O-U-R-T-E-S-Y. Courtesy. Courtesy means polite, considerate behavior towards others, often in small, simple ways that ask for nothing in return. Slowing down for another driver in the rain is courtesy. Holding a door open is courtesy. Courtesy lives in the smallest gestures, often unnoticed, often unreturned, but quietly holding the world together a little more gently than it would be otherwise. You can say, she showed great courtesy to the other drivers, or it's simply common courtesy to slow down in bad weather. Courtesy, a small kindness, given freely, expecting nothing back. I roll the window down just a centimeter, only a small gap. The smell that comes in is immediate and complete. Wet asphalt, damp earth from somewhere nearby, that particular green smell of rain on leaves. I breathe it in for a moment before rolling the window back up against the cold. Smell is strange that way. A single breath of rain-soaked air can carry you somewhere else entirely. A childhood memory, a different city, a different year, a different version of yourself, sitting in a different car on a different rainy night, feeling something you had almost forgotten you once felt. I think driving is one of the few activities left in modern life that gives the mind this much room to simply wander. Your hands are busy, your eyes are busy, but your thoughts, underneath all that necessary attention, are completely free, free to drift wherever they want to go. There is a word for thoughts that move freely, without direction, without effort. Meander. M-E-A-N-D-E-R, meander. To meander means to wander slowly without a fixed path or purpose, like a river meanders through a valley, curving gently this way and that, taking its time, never in a hurry to reach the sea. Thoughts can meander too. Conversations can meander. Tonight my thoughts are meandering exactly like that. From the smell of rain to an old memory to nothing at all, and back again.
You can say, the road meandered through the hills, or my mind tends to meander when I drive. Meander, the gentle art of going somewhere without rushing to get there. I pass a small petrol station, lights glowing brightly through the rain. One solitary car parked under the awning, someone filling their tank in a raincoat, hood pulled up tight against the weather. For just a second, our two small worlds touch. A glance maybe, though I am not certain they even notice my car passing. And then they are behind me, back into the dark and the rain. Further along, the road opens up slightly, fewer trees now, and I can see further into the rainy dark. Distant lights from a town somewhere ahead, smeared and soft through all this water in the air, like the whole town is underwater, gently glowing from somewhere beneath the surface. There is a word for lights or shapes that blur together like that, losing their sharp edges. Diffuse. D-I-F-F-U-S-E. Diffuse. Diffuse describes light, or really anything that is spread out widely and softly, without a single sharp source or clear edge. Diffuse light fills a whole room evenly, gently, without harsh shadows. Tonight, every light source out there is diffuse, softened and spread by all the rain in the air. Nothing sharp anywhere, just gentle pools of glow, blending into each other at the edges. You can say, the morning light was soft and diffuse through the fog, or the streetlights looked diffuse through the rainy windshield. Diffuse, a word for softness spread wide, nothing demanding your attention too sharply. I think about how differently the same drive would feel in bright sunshine, every edge sharp, every color clear and distinct, faster somehow, even at the same speed. But tonight, in the rain, everything moves slower, softer. The whole world seems to have agreed, quietly, to take its time. I think that is part of why I love driving in the rain so much. It gives you permission to slow down, in a world that otherwise rarely offers that permission freely. No one expects you to rush through heavy rain. No one judges you for driving carefully, gently, taking the long way if it feels nicer. Rain, in its own quiet way, gives everyone an excuse to simply slow down. There is a word for permission you give yourself quietly, without needing anyone else's approval. Indulge. I-N-D-U-L-G-E. Indulge. To indulge means to allow yourself something pleasurable, often something you might normally hold back from, without guilt, just for a while. You can indulge in a slow drive on a rainy night, indulge in taking the long way home, indulge in simply watching the rain instead of rushing to do something more productive. Indulgence does not need to be extravagant. Sometimes the smallest, quietest indulgences are the ones that matter most. You can say, I indulged in a slow drive tonight, no particular destination. Or, she allowed herself to indulge in a little extra time before heading home. Indulge, the gentle permission to simply enjoy something without needing a reason. The road curves now, following the edge of a low hill, and for a moment the headlights catch nothing but rain and dark trees, no other lights anywhere in sight, just the small, warm world of this car, moving steadily through a much larger, wetter, darker world outside. I think this is one of the strange comforts of a car at night. It becomes its own small shelter, moving instead of staying still, but a shelter all the same. Warm air gently circulating, soft light from the dashboard, the rain outside, present, but never actually able to reach you. There is a word for a small, enclosed space that feels safe and separate from everything outside it. Cocoon. C-O-C-O-O-N. Cocoon. A cocoon is the protective covering a caterpillar builds around itself before transforming into a butterfly. But we also use the word more loosely for any small, enclosed, comforting space that shelters you from the world outside. A blanket on a cold night can feel like a cocoon. A quiet room during a storm can feel like a cocoon. And tonight, this car, moving steadily through the rain and dark, feels exactly like a cocoon. You can say, I felt completely cocooned from the storm outside, or the car felt like a cocoon, warm and quiet against the rain. Cocoon, a word for safety small enough to carry with you, even while moving. I pass through a small town now, just a handful of streets,
Shop windows glowing softly through the rain, most of them closed for the night, just their displays still lit, illuminating empty pavements, reflecting back warped, rippling versions of themselves in the wet ground below. A single cafe is still open, light spilling warmly onto the street outside. A couple of figures visible inside, sitting at a small table, talking quietly, completely unbothered by the rain just beyond their window. I wonder what they are talking about. I wonder if they have noticed how beautiful the street looks right now, glowing and wet and quiet, just outside their warm little bubble of light.
Probably not. We rarely notice how beautiful our own ordinary moments are while we are inside them. It usually takes someone else, passing by in a car in the rain at exactly the right moment, to notice it for us. I leave the small town behind, back onto open road again. The rain has not lessened at all. If anything, it has grown slightly heavier, drumming steadily on the roof now, a low, constant percussion beneath the rhythmic sweep of the wipers. There is a word for sounds layering together like this, each one distinct, but blending into something larger. Texture. 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 Texture usually describes how something feels to the touch, rough or smooth, soft or hard. But we also use texture to describe sound, when different layers combine to create something rich and complex. The texture of tonight's drive is layered like that. Rain on the roof, tires on wet road, the faint hum of the engine, low music underneath it all. Together they create a texture, a rich, layered atmosphere, far more interesting than any single sound alone. You can say, the music had a rich, layered texture, or I love the texture of sound on a rainy night drive. Texture, the depth hidden inside things that at first simply seem loud or simple. I think about how long I have been driving now, long enough that the rain has become the background of everything, rather than something separate I am noticing. My shoulders have dropped slightly without me deciding to relax them. My grip on the wheel has softened. This is what a long, unhurried drive does eventually. It slowly, quietly drains the tension out of you without you ever noticing the exact moment it happened. There is a word for tension slowly leaving the body like that. Dissipate. D-I-S-S-I-P-A-T-E. Dissipate. Dissipate means to gradually disappear or spread out until it is gone, the way smoke dissipates into open air, the way fog dissipates as the sun rises, the way tension in your shoulders dissipates slowly, without any single dramatic moment of release, just a gradual, gentle letting go. You can say, the tension in the room slowly dissipated, or my stress dissipated completely after an hour of driving in the rain. Dissipate, the quiet opposite of building up, the slow, patient art of simply easing away. I decide somewhere along this stretch of road that I am not ready to go home yet, not because there is anything wrong waiting for me there, just because this, right now, this slow, rainy drive with nowhere urgent to be, is exactly where I want to stay a little longer. I take a turn I don't usually take, following a road that loops out toward the edge of town, past fields I can only just make out in the dark, silver grey under the rain, cows somewhere out there, completely unbothered, standing still in the weather the way only animals truly comfortable with the world seem able to do. There is a word for choosing the longer, less direct way somewhere, simply because you want to. Scenic. S-C-E-N-I-C. Scenic. Scenic describes a route or a view that is beautiful to look at,
often used for a longer path chosen specifically for that beauty, rather than for speed or convenience. "Let's take the scenic route" is one of the most quietly joyful sentences in English. It means, let's not hurry. Let's choose beauty over efficiency, just this once. You can say, "We took the scenic route home," or "The drive along the coast is incredibly scenic." Scenic, the word for choosing the long way on purpose, because the long way is the whole point. The fields give way to a small bridge, a river running somewhere beneath it, swollen slightly with all this rain, rushing audibly even over the sound of the engine and the wipers. I slow down crossing it, partly for safety on the wet surface, partly just to listen to that rushing water a moment longer. Rivers in rain always sound more urgent than usual, I think, like they have somewhere important to be tonight, carrying all this extra rain onward, towards some larger river eventually, towards the sea. Each drop that fell from the sky tonight, already on its way somewhere else entirely. Past the bridge, the road climbs gently, and for a moment, near the top of the small hill, the whole valley opens up below, scattered lights through the rain, a town glowing softly in the wet dark, the kind of view that makes you want to simply stop the car for a minute, just to look. So I do. I pull over onto a small gravel patch at the side of the road, engines still running, wipers still sweeping, and I just sit, looking down at all those scattered lights, each one representing some small warm room, some person doing something ordinary, completely unaware that I am watching their distant light from up here, thinking somehow that it is beautiful. There is a word for that feeling, looking out at something vast and quietly moving, contemplative. 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 Contemplative describes a quiet, thoughtful state of mind, not actively solving anything or deciding anything, just observing, reflecting, letting thoughts settle gently without forcing them anywhere. Sitting here looking at this valley full of scattered light, I am completely contemplative. No conclusions to reach, just this, just looking, just being here. You can say, "She sat in contemplative silence, watching the rain," or "The drive put me in a contemplative mood." Contemplative, the quiet, unhurried space where thoughts are allowed to simply exist without needing to go anywhere at all. I sit there for a while longer than I planned to. The rain on the roof, the wipers steady and patient, the whole valley spread out below, glowing softly through the wet dark. Nothing urgent anywhere, nothing at all that needs my attention right this second. Eventually, I pull back onto the road, continuing the slow loop that will eventually bring me home again. Not because I am ready to stop driving, just because every drive, however unhurried, eventually finds its way back to where it started. The roads on the way back feel familiar again, the same streets, the same turns, but somehow softened by everything I noticed along the way. The shimmering intersection, the small glowing cafe, the valley full of distant scattered lights. An ordinary drive made extraordinary simply by slowing down enough to actually notice it. Before we finish tonight, I want to give you a few phrases, English for driving, for slow evenings, for the particular pleasure of going nowhere in particular. The first phrase, "Let's take the scenic route." As we learned earlier, this means choosing the longer, more beautiful way rather than the fastest one. We're not in a rush. Let's take the scenic route, a small invitation to slow down together. The second phrase, "I just needed to clear my head." This is what people often say after a long, aimless drive, explaining why they went out with no particular destination. I went for a drive in the rain. I just needed to clear my head. A simple, honest explanation for a need that does not always require more explanation than that. The third phrase, there's nowhere I need to be. A quietly luxurious sentence. It means complete freedom, just for now, from schedules and obligations. I love nights like this, when there's nowhere I need to be, said with a small, contented sigh, usually somewhere warm, usually with rain falling somewhere nearby. And the fourth phrase, time just slipped away. This describes the way hours can pass without you noticing, usually during something pleasant and unhurried. I only meant to drive for 20 minutes, but time just slipped away. A gentle, almost surprised phrase, said when you look at the clock and realize happily how long you have actually been gone. The words from tonight: ambient, rhythmic, shimmer, surreal, meander, diffuse, indulge, cocoon, texture, dissipate, scenic, contemplative, words for slow roads, soft rain, and thoughts allowed to wander wherever they please. And the phrases, let's take the scenic route. I just needed to clear my head. There's nowhere I need to be. Time just slipped away. I'm nearly home now. The rain has softened slightly on this last stretch of road, easing into something gentler, more patient, the way it so often does toward the end of a long, steady storm. My own house comes into view, lights glowing warmly through the wet dark, looking for a moment exactly the way that small cafe looked earlier tonight, a warm, glowing little world, waiting patiently in the rain for someone to come home to it. I pull into the driveway slowly, the engine settling into idle, and for a moment I just sit there, listening to the rain on the roof for one last time before going inside. Wipers still moving, slow and rhythmic, one final small ritual to close out the night. I think drives like this are a kind of gift we can give ourselves more often than we usually allow. No destination, no rush, just rain and road, and a little time to let the mind meander wherever it wants to go. Wherever you are listening from tonight, I hope you find a little of that freedom too, even if you can't take an actual drive right now, even just in your thoughts. Permission to wander a while, permission to take the long way, just because the long way feels nicer tonight. Until next time, take care of yourself, and the next time it rains, if you can, take the scenic route. Let time slip away a little. You have earned that much, and probably more. Good night. For now, drive safely wherever your own roads take you.